I really feel that Dayton's economic problems have more to do with the state's policies rather than managing a shrinking city. So I suppose one could ask, how will you drive the message home that we need a much friendlier business environment to our state house? Ohio is ranked among the worst in attracting business because of taxes and regulations. What incentive does a business have in moving here as opposed to a city in North Carolina, Texas, or Georgia?
Well, the mayor of the city of Dayton can't control necessarily what they do at the state level, and they can't control what they do at the county level, but we can control what we do at the city level. And if we want to attract businesses into the city of Dayton, one of the first things we can do is look at our own regulations, our own zoning code, our own rules that we've written over the last 50 years and determine which ones are obsolete, because many of them were written at a time when certain criteria applied, and as far as I can tell, a lot of that, times have changed, and we've got to look at it. When you want to set up a business and you have 1,000 square feet and the city requires you to have X number of parking spaces for that facility, and you're going to be a two-person operation, that needs to be considered. Why do you need parking space? Why should we require you to have it? Maybe we should change a few of our own regulations. That would attract businesses to Dayton regardless of what the state does. I mean, if people live here, they'll set up business here. I think the reference is more in tune with how do we draw big businesses here? Well, I would say let's not look at always trying to attract one business that will employ 1,000 people. Why don't we look at trying to find 1,000 entrepreneurs, 1,000 visionaries, or 1,000 opportunists? And in 4 or 5 years, they'll have 4,000 or 5,000 people employed, because some of those businesses will thrive. I mean, that's the way we got to look at it. Small business first.
Where do you stand on regional government?
I don't have a problem with regional government if it's right for the people. I mean, the reason I'm running for mayor is because I'm a concerned citizen who stepped up to the plate. I think in the past, when we've looked at regional government, we've always focused on trying to get everybody on board at the same time. And when you have 22 municipalities plus the county and the city, no one's going to get along, or they're all in this fear of what's in it for me. And I think we have to move in baby steps. We should look at the county and the city, the two largest entities first, because the city has 29% of the population of the county. And if the city and the county can work on a merger, and then in a few years you'll have Kettering, Riverside, Huber Heights, all looking at the model that's been presented between the city and the county, and they may say this is working for them, we want to become part of it. So it may be something that happens over time. I don't think we're going to make it happen overnight. But we've been talking about it for 30 years. It's time to take action.
Why should you be?
Besides the fact that I care, I have a 6-year-old daughter who deserves a better city, and that's pretty much the reason why I stepped up to the plate and ran for mayor. We all deserve a better city. I am innovative, creative. I have the ability to motivate people. I think differently, and I also understand people quite well and understand how to connect to people. And I think that's one of the problems we have with the city, is there's a serious disconnect between the citizens and City Hall, business and City Hall, and their own employees and City Hall. And it's time to put the connection back, and it's actually not that hard to do, but it's convincing people that it needs to be done. We also need a customer-centric City Hall, one that works for the citizens, not for themselves. And it's time someone stepped up and was willing to take that on.